Hey everyone, I'm Shigwen for EpicBattleground.com, and in today's video we will show you how to play mid lane in general for people who want to improve as mid laners and maybe even climb up to diamond by playing mid lane. So first I will do a recap of almost all the things you have to know and you have to do when you play mid lane, and then I will show you how you could train with your friends to become better quickly. So, let's begin with all the things you have to know in order to play mid lane. First, you have to know how to counter your opponent. It makes things easier for you. You must know how to farm while dodging his skill shots, of course. You must know when the timing is right to jump on him and kill him. You must also be able to evaluate your strength and your opponent's strength, because when the jungler ganks, it doesn't always mean you have to go back. Here, for example, I can just stay and kill him. Since Brand is already dead, Lee is not really a threat alone. One other very important thing is also to help the side lanes, so you don't have the surprise to see that other lanes fed like hell and you cannot win the game because of that. So you have to gank on the side lanes as much as possible, not necessarily always in the bot lane. For example, here I'm killing the top laner. You must understand that a good gank is not necessarily a gank that kills. Here, for example, they use flash, they use their ultimates and such. So I can consider it's a good gank because I kept everything that has a long cooldown. It means that when you come back later, they will have nothing left to get away alive. Here, for example, Lee doesn't have his flash anymore and Soraka doesn't have her ultimate, so there's no way he can escape alive. And now my favorite part. You know, there is always someone that is never regrouping with the team. He is always farming alone and he's not even placing wards, so you must understand that when you have this guy in your team feeling like hell, it can also happen to your opponents to have the same kind of guy, and you have to take advantage of that. Another thing you should always have your eye on is the resurrection timer of your opponents. This kind of mistake, I mean not checking that, can cost you games really. Here, for example, they didn't see that I resurrected, so I just bought home guard and rushed them mid. And we ended up killing them all, and then we did Nashor and so on, and the effect for them was disastrous. And once you have Nashor as a fed mid laner, you become so strong you can just one-shot the support when he plays wards, and you can do the same for the weak carries, the frail carries when they try to farm, even if they are very close to their base. But be careful, even if you're very strong, you always have to pay attention to your life bar and everything. Do not think you're immortal. Here, for example, I let Lee secure the kill and I get away before Lucian kills me. The common mistake would have been to stay and try to get the kill for myself and die in the process. If you did everything correctly, if you're fed, if you have a nice farm, if you never died a lot, team fights become very easy. I mean, you just have to stay behind and let your opponents engage and jump on the carries. And once they are dead, you just have to push and so on. At this point, even if you do some mistakes, since you had an awesome early game, you will end up winning no matter what. I mean, once you one-shot everyone, the game is already over. There's nothing they can do to avoid dying, there's nothing they can do to prevent your team from pushing or doing Nashor and so on. Okay, now that everything is said and done, you must understand that doing that is not as easy as it seems. I mean, even if you know what you have to do, it's not easy to know how to do it. Well, now that you know everything, you will have to train hard to become better. What I just showed you was a normal game, because I don't have the level to stomp a diamond game like that. For the simple reason that I'm not used to play mid lane, I just lack practice. Because as I just said, just knowing what to do is not enough to be good at it. So I will show you how you can train to become better very quickly. This is one of the things we could have done if you took one coaching hour with me. In the game here I'm going to show you, it was of course a custom game where I was training friends of mine for free. They asked me to coach them. The first thing you have to learn to do is to dodge skill shots. Obviously, you don't want to hit them all the time. So you have to ask a friend to take Cartus or Cassiopeia, for example, and you just go in the river and you ask him to spam the spells and you try to dodge them. As soon as you consider that you are good enough at dodging skill shots, you go mid with your friend, and this time you ask him to spam his skill shots, but you try to last it at the same time. This is the second step of the coaching session. Once he becomes good at it, this time you will push the lane and you will ask him to last it under the tower with you putting pressure on him. This is the third step. Now that you know how to last it under pressure and to last it under the tower, we will introduce the jungler as the fourth step of this training session. So to do that you will ask a second friend of yours to come and to jungle in the game, and he will have to gank you as much as possible. This is to help you get used to ganks and to train you to dodge them, even when the enemy jungler is sitting your lane and ganking all the time. The best is actually to have one jungler in each team, so you can both work on dodging ganks, and this can also help your junglers improve in situations when they are always counter ganked when they decide to come on the lane and so on. It can help everyone improve. Of course you have the right to place wards, and I recommend doing so because you will have to do it in ranked games. And to help you avoid ganks, I developed a technique that consists in always playing on the side of the lane where you put your ward. I mean, you never approach the other side of the lane where you have no vision. This will always allow you to spot ganks, because either they come from the ward, either the jungler will expose himself far away enough for you to spot him. This will allow you to get away before he is in range to use his crowd controls and so on. And as soon as you are level 7, do not forget to clean the rave camps between waves as fast as possible to increase your gold income. Okay, now that you know how to farm, how to dodge skill shots, how to avoid ganks and so on, you will learn to get kills somewhere else out of the mid lane. You do not necessarily need to go top or bot to get kills. You can also try to kill the jungler when he comes to the rave camp. Just place a ward here so you can see when he is going for the raves. And if at some point you come back from the base with a lot of stuff and you are like full life and you feel confident and you see that the jungler is going for the rave and you have everything, your ultimate, your ignite and so on, you can just try to burst him down and one-shot him. And of course, this is the last step of the training. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's like 8 minutes to know almost everything you have to know to play mid lane. I really hope you will improve thanks to this video, and don't forget to share it and subscribe if you liked it.